This is Jill. Welcome to the Life After podcast, where we talk about moving from surviving to thriving. This is a space for anyone eager to learn, grow, and gain the inspiration to become your best self. Here, you'll find tips and insights to help you get clear on what you truly want in life. This is also a place to feel uplifted, empowered, and encouraged to make a positive impact in the world. Remember, your past doesn't have to define you. It can help you build strength and clarity as you shape the person you want to become. This podcast is about connection and community. It's here to support you in discovering where you are on your journey and what you need to feel more alive and engaged. Together, we're a community of people driven to improve the world in the area that is most meaningful to each of us. Because how we show up matters. Bringing kindness, service, and love into the world is essential now more than ever. Through adversity, not only are we given opportunity to discover our inner strength, we are also given the gift of foresight so we can shine a light for others who go through the experience after us. Rachel Bermingham. It is your reaction to adversity, not the adversity itself, that determines how your life's story will develop. Dieter F. Uchtdorf. It is under the greatest adversity that there exists the greatest potential for doing good, both for oneself and others. The Dalai Lama. Perhaps the most radical act of resistance in the face of adversity is to live joyfully. Ari Honorvar. In this episode, we're going to talk about adversity. Those challenges in life that seem insurmountable, because some adversity makes us feel completely powerless, unable to know what to do next. We've all felt this way at times in our lives, of course. So what do we do when that happens? That's what we're going to cover in this episode. We all go through the ups and downs of life. And there are obstacles we face. And then sometimes we experience real adversity, a state or instance of serious or continued difficulty. This definition demonstrates a depth of seriousness that most of us aren't facing on a regular basis in those general ups and downs or obstacles of life. And while in the past, I often use the terms interchangeably, or try to lean towards the terms obstacles and challenges, this episode is really going to focus on the deeper level of adversity. I think there are a couple of differences when we consider facing an adversity. For me, it's the length and intensity of the situation. It's the difference between running a 5K and a marathon, or even an ultramarathon. Even you non-runners out there can imagine running 3 miles if you had to, right? It would be uncomfortable. It wouldn't be fun. You wouldn't enjoy it. You'd probably walk part or most of the way. But at the end of the day, if you were in a situation that you had to get through, you would. Grumbling most of the way, but it would happen. In this case, that's our obstacle or challenge. Adversity, though, that's the marathon. It seems absolutely impossible. You can't imagine how you could possibly get through it or how you would even start it. And I think in a lot of cases, we can be in adversity that we don't realize is a marathon. And the only way we get through it is because in hindsight, we look back and go, oh yeah, that was bad. How did I survive that? Divorcing a narcissist is a marathon. And for any of you that have gone through that, you know what I'm talking about. You think in the beginning, especially if you were totally unaware, like I was, what you're up against, we can get through this. People get divorced all the time. And then the true nature of the narcissist comes out. That one person, the individual, that person that you saw shades of privately, but only in ways that were trying to gaslight you or were trying to make you feel crazy, seem crazy. Now the narcissist is on full display, but most of the people around you still really don't see it. And you are going around and around and around in circles for years. That is a marathon of adversity. Are you finding yourself struggling in a relationship and wondering if you're dealing with a narcissist? You're not alone. And I've got a resource that can help. Download my free PDF guide to help you recognize the feelings that often come with being in a controlling relationship. Just head over to locatecoaching.com/free gift and take the first step toward clarity and confidence in your relationships. As a side note, Tina Swithin of One Mom's Battle, I've talked about her a lot, released a post-separation abuse wheel several years ago. And if you're divorcing a narcissist, I highly recommend you become familiar with these forms of abuse. I'm sorry to tell you that it's likely you'll experience some, if not all of them. I'm always so reluctant to share this because this is not to discourage you from getting away from your narcissist. It's to arm you with the knowledge you need to be prepared with and get the support you need. In this case, knowledge is power for two reasons. One, the more you know, the less power your narcissist has in using anything against you. And two, the more able you are to find support and work through what's happening to you to get to the other side. This will make your marathon a lot easier. I promise you, in the long run, your life improves after the narcissist is out of it. It takes time and intention, and it's worth it. In this type of relationship, an intimate partner relationship with a narcissist, leaving is the only way you'll ever experience peace. Okay, back to the adversity. So what do we do when we realize we are facing this kind of deep adversity and we are at the starting line of the marathon? No hindsight here. We know exactly what we're in for. 26 miles of struggle, because we haven't trained for this. In preparing for this episode, I came across an article from Psychology Today, 9 Ways to Overcome Adversity. It gave me some new insights in looking at resilience that I want to be sure to address in a future episode. If you're curious, though, check out the article now. I've put the link in the show notes, and some of my suggestions during this episode are going to come from that article. The first thing I recommend is that you acknowledge that this is, in fact, a struggle. If you hide from that knowledge from the very beginning, you may not be willing to actively engage in the steps it takes to work through the adversity. I'm not here to tell you that adversity is fun. It's not. I'm not here to try to convince you that it's going to be easy. It may not be. What I am here to do is to tell you that there are ways you can get through it and get to the other side. This is not the time to ostrich. This is the time to engage, to stand up and act, even when that feels hard. The next thing to consider, more than ever, is that as humans, we need connection. Who is your support system? And more importantly, who can you support? One of the most valuable lessons I learned in the early days of my divorce was how vital it was that I not curl up on the couch and hide. At the time, I was attending Al Anon meetings, and my sponsor reminded me how important it was to go out and help others. So I started volunteering at a weekly dinner to feed those in need. In those early weeks, I couldn't speak to anyone without the fear of bursting into tears. I was so broken. And yet, every Wednesday night, I went home feeling a little bit better, with a little more hope. Over time, that community gave way more to me than I gave to it. And knowing that I was needed, that there were people who relied on me to show up each week, gave me hope and gratitude. Find your support for sure. And also, find your connection. Where can you support others? This is not something I do very well, so maybe we should learn this together and really lean into it. Meditation is a suggestion, a practice that comes up regularly in my work. It's always being suggested out there as a way to manage and cope, particularly with stress. Specifically, mindfulness meditation. You all know that the suggestions in this podcast are for quick ways to change your life. I didn't anticipate in this episode that we'd have any tips like that. However, I was reminded in the article I mentioned, 5 minutes of daily meditation can change your life, including while you are moving through adversity. There are many ways to get free access to meditation options now. There's YouTube, there's apps that have free content. So I'm just wondering, should we all try it? Every article I read on dealing with adversity also includes getting exercise. We all know that when you're struggling, the benefits of moving are going to help you, well, move through it. I want to plant a different seed here, though. The Psychology Today article suggested dancing, and I absolutely love that idea. Music is magic, as you already know. So why not add in dancing and really up your joy factor? It is okay to also experience joy when you are struggling through adversity. That's the water stations of your marathon, where there are always more people cheering you on, and also they often offer you orange slices. You get to stop and catch your breath and feel the positive vibes of those supporting you. Have a dance party. Turn up the music loud for 15 minutes and shake that booty. The kids and I used to do that at the end credits of their kid movies. Madagascar, anyone? I'm telling you, it is a lot of fun and you won't ever regret doing it. If you can't dance, I highly encourage you to get out and walk. The combination of moving your body gently through walking and being outside in nature is delightful. This will help keep your head clear so that you can continue to keep taking action in positive, forward, focused ways. Finally, make a plan. Make more than one. Have plan A and plan B and plan C. Have nested plans. We regain control in our lives when we have an idea about what we are going to do next. The plan doesn't have to go exactly according to, well, plan. But having plans allows us to feel some certainty, some idea of what is going to come next. This also helps focus our action in ways that will help us move forward in productive ways. If you don't know what to do, just start small. What's your plan for today or this week? What's your very next step? We don't have to know every single step for the rest of our lives or even for the next year. It's enough just to plan for the next step. Evaluate where you are, take in the information you've gotten from the action you've already taken, and then plan for the next step. One of the greatest gifts I received from my divorce was the realization that I was not living the life I should be. I was meant to be out in the world helping others. And admittedly, it's taken me a few years and some fits and starts to really figure out how I should focus my purpose. I would never have been given that gift, really, truly seen it, had I not gone through the terrible adversity of a long, protracted, painful divorce. People will often tell you that their worst fear, manifested in an actual adversity, changed their life for the better. I'm not wishing bad things for you. I promise you. I want nothing for the best for you. We have to hold on to hope and focus on what we can do and imagine the world exactly as we want it. And then take the actions. Sometimes just baby steps that will get us there. We really don't have any other choice. I lived a life of fear for so many years, and it's not living. And when we have uncertainty come at us again, after having already experienced fear like that, it seems so unfair. What is our choice, though? To go back and stay in fear? No. We lose in that scenario, as do the people in our lives that benefit from us conquering our adversity and becoming the people that we've become as a result of it. The only way we win is to feel our feelings and then pick ourselves back up and make a plan. You've got this. I have faith in you. If I can support you in any way, please reach out. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode on adversity. Remember, in a divisive world, you may not always feel seen or heard. Know that you get to feel how you feel, no matter what anyone else says. With a shift in your mindset and some time to reframe, take action. You will move through this adversity, growing and becoming stronger and more resilient on the other side. I appreciate you sharing these episodes. This podcast is a valuable resource for anyone seeking to make meaningful changes in their life. If you're struggling in a relationship and wondering if it might be controlling, you're not alone. Download my free guide at locatecoaching.com/free gift to help you find clarity and confidence. There will be new episodes on the second and fourth Wednesday every month. I promise that in every episode, I'll be here to support you on your unique journey, offering guidance and encouragement every step of the way. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.